Hi there, CNX is coming in. And today we're going to be talking about this concept called semi-rush. So semi-rush is basically committing half of your resources to developing your own base, while committing half of your other resources to build a force which can be strong enough to destroy an enemy that is unprepared, or weak enough to fully destroy an enemy base. So semi-rush is basically attacking your enemy early on with a sizable force. However, your goal is not to destroy the enemy, but rather to scout the enemy base or maybe force the enemy to build some defensive units or some defensive buildings. Another goal for the semi-rush is to disrupt the enemy economy. If possible, you might wanna aim for destroying some administrative buildings or some factories which can hardly affect the enemy's economy. Well then, let's skip to the action. In here, you can see that I only have very few armadillos because, again, I only committed half of my resources because half of my resources I spent on building in Avia factory, at the same time developing my base by building more supply centers. So, my goal here was simple. It's not to destroy the enemy base, but rather to poke the enemy, perhaps destroy some administrative buildings, and of course, avoid the enemy army head first. So here you can see my armadillos coming in from a different direction, avoiding the enemy army completely. Alright, so here you can see me scout the enemy base. I have seen that he only has a few supply centers and is still headquarters level 2. Meanwhile, I am already at headquarters level 3 and developing for producing my first hawk. So here you can see me produce a lot of damage by destroying a couple of power plants and some supply centers which will hardly affect the enemy. After doing some damage to the enemy's base, I have noticed that the enemy has a lot of heavy assaults and fortresses, and if he attacks me right now, I am probably dead. So I am developing my base by building more sniper towers and producing a hawk, at the same time some riflemen which will hopefully defend my base against an army such as that. After producing my new hawk, you can see me immediately use it to scout the enemy base, trying to see if the enemy is going for a headquarters level 3 or trying to see whatever the enemy is planning to do. So as you can see, the enemy has a lot of heavy assaults and some fortresses, and you can see me trying to keep an eye on his base. So after my hawk scouted the enemy base, it has no use attacking the enemy base. So what I want right now is to reduce the enemy army, which is, yup, it is going to attack my base right now. So I used my hawk to annihilate the enemy infantry, at the same time fortresses, which will hopefully reduce the army of the enemy, and then I can counterattack. After successfully destroying the enemy's army, I then decided to build more units and went for a counterattack, which was successful, and it was at this point where the enemy actually quit the game and I managed to destroy his base just like that. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Did you catch the promo code? Over and out.